Why is the Connect system offline?
Oh my God.
The reemployment assistance website is
Bro, this
taking
again?
and processing claims.
I called like 7 times!
So that you and other Floridians receive payment
Ah.
as quickly as possible. You can visit
I want to talk to customer service, bro! What the
application.
Hey, they wanna put me on hold. They ain't answering shit. Man, this getting no. I need my money, where the f is that? I ain't working, so I gotta sign. I need a stimulus check, 2 more times. I need money for rent, cause you know I'm behind. I need money.
What's going on, everyone? We're back again on Thursday with Unemployment Woes. Today, I brought 2 of my special new friends. Well, one of them I've had for a while. My manager, Ross Surge, and Ashley Rodriguez. She's a realtor, and we want to kind of just talk about what she did. And I also did help her with unemployment, and that's how we met. So we're going to share her story, and we're going to talk more about what she's doing now and going forward, as well as Sergio. So we're going to go over to them. Let's go ahead and introduce them.
Hey everybody, my name is Sergio, aka Ross Surge.
And I'm Ashley Rodriguez.
And what do you guys do?
I'm into personal development, business development, also holistic health coaching.
And I'm a realtor with Keller Williams Reserve in Palm Beach Gardens.
So how have you guys been during this whole pandemic? It's been like, what, 7-8 months now?
Yeah.
How has your businesses been?
Well, it's been creative. You want to start? You want to go first?
Sure. So when COVID hit, I had buyers that were pre-approved, and I lost every single one of them. Everybody backed out. They got scared with COVID. Young families, they didn't want to bring children into houses that had people living in there, just prior 30, 60 days that may have been ill or sick. So a lot of my buyers had decided to back out of buying. So business has been very slow.
Like, when I went to go look at a house a few weeks ago, and I heard that you can't really show the houses, but you have to like schedule a special like virtual tour or something.
Yeah, so it was like that. A lot of the houses during the pandemic, when it was really heightened, had to schedule virtual tours, or we were asking the current tenants that lived there to move out temporarily, be gone for the whole day, while we sent our camera crews in there to do like the whole photo shoot of the property so we could put it up on the website, and that's how people were viewing the houses at that time.
So was it like a big like drastically like decrease in like sales, would you say, or were you still getting business?
Oh no, my business completely halted, came to a complete stop, and I was just like, oh no, what do I do now?
And Sergio, what about you? Tell us a little bit more about yourself and your business.
So yeah, I'm in the personal development and business development field. So I go very into how to be the best version of yourself in the personal life, but also in your business life. So I do marketing, and I also do innovation. And when the COVID hit, it was like actually in my world, because I do personal development, business development, I saw it as an opportunity. So while everybody was panicking and like what's going to go on, what are we going to do? In my field, I also, same thing, I lost my clients and everything like that. So I was like, okay, now it's time to reinvent yourself. Mm-hmm. And what can I do? And then I said, okay, what are people looking for? What am I looking for? Like, everybody's in this need of fear. So I was like, okay, well, you know what, let me reinvent myself. So I actually started adding services to my company. So where now I'm building a all-around company where we're helping you every area of your life, because I realized, how did everybody get into the situation? Like the carpet got swept under their feet because 2020 happened. And then now nobody knows what to do. There was never no plan B. So I'm over here like, wow, I don't want people to go through the suffering, go through all the pain and all the worry and the stress and all the stuff that's going on, because they don't have that plan B. So I said, why don't I create, take let's say the initiative and create a system that will actually help everybody get up off their feet. So instead of letting the economy determine your finances, I'm going to help you create your own economy. So throughout this year, I started developing products, I started developing services, and I started developing different partnerships in order for me to do that. And I started literally diving down in every single aspect of the mind and in your business. What areas are you lacking in, or not even lacking, but also struggling in, maybe challenging? You might be successful, but because COVID hit, now you have to get creative, just like Ashley did. Yeah. So I'm going in there, and I'm actually, amplifying every little aspect of your business and your life. So that way, if another COVID hits or if another drastic hits, you're gonna have your plan B. You're gonna have your foundation. You're not gonna have to be scrambling around. That's why I thank God my friend right here, Amit, went and took initiative and started helping everybody out with the unemployment because people needed that plan B. And here we go, he took initiative and he took the leadership and started helping everybody out. So we need more people like this, and my whole duty for this year and the rest of my life is to help cultivate more people like that. People that are gonna step up their game and actually take the lead to help others succeed.
I like it. I understand too, you were trained by Tony Robbins, correct?
Yes, I was.
Awesome. I never forget that. I see it all the time. And then Ashley, you want to tell us? Let's go into the unemployment a little bit. Let's talk about what's going on with unemployment today. I know some of you guys saw my post a few days ago about possibly that we are supposed to get a next stimulus check coming up in the next few weeks, and also we're also looking at that $600 a week may come back. Now, I still have a lot of people that are complaining, like, there's people that were working the whole time during the COVID, so they don't have no clue about this whole section. But this is us making it aware. That's what's going on. So even though, like, things are opening back up right now, the unemployment claims are still piling in.
Right.
Because a lot of people are still losing their jobs. And these are, like, not like, for instance, I'm a gig worker, self-employed, 1099, just like you guys. Mm-hmm. These W-2s, they're like... like these businesses are hurting and they're closing. And these are why people are losing their jobs, from restaurants to retail stores. Like, Guitar Center is like every DJ producer's like dream. And even them, like during this pandemic, is just going downhill. And I'm kind of scared. But Ashley, I want to hear a little bit more of your story. So me and Ashley, we met through, Facebook. Because everybody like has my Facebook now. And she was also another person that needed help with her application, as well as your ex-boyfriend. And it was a process from there. So I want you to go ahead and tell the story, because you have your story is a little bit more amazing than any of them I've ever had.
So Emmett obviously helped me with my unemployment claim, and it was a disaster from the start. Where I was a 1099, I couldn't figure out how to do it online because it wasn't very clear and the instructions were just non-existent almost. So printed paper applications for both me and my ex-boyfriend, submitted them via snail mail, the same day, put extra stamps on them to make sure they were going to get there because I didn't know how much they weighed. And I'm like, do I really go to the post office while all this is happening? So put extra stamps on it, sent it out. Got an email that mine was received, his was received, both in processing. His processed, but mine just sat there. I don't remember.
And for how long? And I believe that you had a claim prior on yours that was making you not able to get the new claim after March.
So in 2019, I was working for a doctor's office and lost my job. And I had filed a claim, but in that process, I decided, you know what? I don't want to go back doing what I don't love to do. I have my real estate license. Now it's time to really focus on me. So I got back into work and I started with a real estate company locally in Palm Beach Gardens and was in extensive training, but I wasn't really earning money during that time period. So what had happened was I never made a claim on that 2019 claim. So what the DEO's office should have done was go in and actually cancel that claim out and close it because there was no money ever claimed. So now here we are in the midst of this big pandemic, and I'm trying to get assistance to just be able to survive for today and tomorrow. But 2019 is holding me up because they never did what they were supposed to do in 2019 for me to be able to move forward for 2020 if something had happened.
And you had to actually wait. You had to wait for it to actually exhaust in order for you to apply for what's going on. And that was literally like, what, 5 months into the pandemic?
Yeah, so I called literally every single day to the DEO's office. 7:30 in the morning, the phone line's open, which is crazy to me. The phone line's open at 7:30, and you can't even actually get onto the website until 8 o'clock to see what's happening. So here I am, knowing that I have an issue. What the issue is today is probably different than it was yesterday because it literally changed every 2 hours, it seemed like. And I'm calling at 7:30 and they're asking me what's going on. And I'm like, you're just going to have to wait till 8 because I can't get on to look at anything. It makes no sense that, we can't access our information, but the phone lines are open for help. And if you don't call right at 7:30, you're on hold for 5 or 6 hours a day. Now we're, in September when COVID hit October now, where COVID had hit back in March, and you're spending 6 hours a day on the phone when things are still starting to open up. Yeah. So what is that doing? We're not able to get out and go and find a job or get out and be productive in our business that we currently have and trying to get that rolling because we're still trying to recover our money from March, April, May, June, July, and, every single day on the phone, hours and hours and hours. Every time a new representative touches the claim, it's a different story, contradicting the prior story of what you've been told. So now it's like, well, whose information is right? What is really going on here? Can I get a supervisor? There's no supervisors available. You have to wait. We'll put in a request for a supervisor to call you. 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks later, no supervisor calls you.
I think, didn't you have one girl that helped you for like literally stayed on the phone with you and she called you a few days later on your personal phone?
Yes. So I did have a representative that did supposedly what the DEO's office is not supposed to do, which I don't understand that because what they're there for is to assist us. But she worked on my 2019 claim. And because I was not earning money during that time, she went in and released all of those weeks a few days later, called me back and said, you know what? This is the only way we're going to be able to resolve this because the system is crashed on your claim and there's no way to move forward. We have to exhaust that claim out, which means I'm going to go in and open up the 9 weeks for you to claim that money. And then we will move over into your pandemic claim. Well, then I move over into a pandemic claim. And then that was the next issue. Now they said that I made too much money during 2019 to be on a pandemic claim. So then they reverted it back weeks later to a regular unemployment claim. So now I technically have 2 claims running at once, trying to exhaust one out before I can even roll over to the next one.
And nowadays, you're just waiting on back pay now, right?
Yeah, so I officially started getting some of my back pay just 2 or 3 weeks ago. But my date has never physically been changed on my claim. It still says July 14th of 2019, actually. Not even 2020. I did receive all of my federal money, thank goodness. But randomly, I was getting paid the day that I stopped working in March. But then on March 25th through June 6th, they deemed me ineligible with nothing that had changed. I have been fighting this issue for probably about 2 weeks now, and the response that I'm getting is to just hold on and be patient.
You know what's crazy? I was just telling my girlfriend this yesterday. It's like I don't get how everybody's still so stuck. Even though I fixed their application, they have so many issues, and I'm just sitting there just claiming my weeks every 2 weeks. Nothing happened. I don't know, but I'll tell you, when I do an application from the beginning, it stays perfect. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, I know what I do, but I feel like most of these applications are already eligible. That was the whole point of getting there, and now I have all these other issues that follow with it: determination, wages. Oh, we don't know your identity. I'm just
yeah, and that's the crazy thing because I started getting paid for weeks in March, and then randomly, with nothing changing, all of a sudden you're not eligible for April 25th through June 6th. Why was I not eligible for that 6 to 7 week time frame when nothing changed? I didn't go back to work. I didn't earn money. Mm-hmm. So it's where is the mix-up and what actually happened?
It makes 0 sense. It makes zero sense. With all the applications I've been getting recently, it's just more and more fixing errors than anything. Mm-hmm. The identity issue is one thing that really holds people back. And I still have families and families that I'm dealing with on a daily basis, on the phone with them, being their support more than anything, because they're not even getting through, and I'm having a hard time getting through. And one of those big things is the identity issue, and that's dragging and dragging and dragging. And one lady I have, she's living in a hotel, trying to make money with her 2 kids, like, you know, week to week. She don't know what's gonna happen next week. Like, that's not right.
No.
Like I've been saying this from day one. We're adults. You know, I'm 28 years old. You're past 30. You're 29. Whatever. Like,
Yeah.
we can handle ourselves. You know, if we had to go out there and like sleep under a tree, Sergio will tell you his experiences. We will. But these kids,
Can't
that's
put on
my
the
main
beach.
concern. That's like, you know, when I said, when I first started the whole like unemployment thing, first it was for DJs. That was my main thing. Like, everybody else, in my head, I was like, oh, everybody's getting it because they're W-2, but what about us?
Right.
You know? And, you know, that's when the program came out, and I researched it, and then I figured it all out, and you know, it went out of the waters from there. And I created Soul Flow DJs as like a fundraising like organization, a place for us to go live while we're in quarantine, so we can raise money to help some other DJs. Because at the time, I also had suicidal DJ friends, like, and some of them are already homeless, and people living in garages. Like, it was bad, and just so happened that, like I said, I figured out the unemployment thing, and then it went for everybody else then. But the whole purpose of like this year, it's been a very rough year for everybody.
Right.
We can't. It's like everybody has went through it, and we had to be together. Like, we had to stay together in order for this to make it over this hill. And that's like my message and what I'm trying to do. Like, the whole Black Lives Matter thing, I'm all with it and stuff like that. But like the whole, like, you don't want to say, oh my God, Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. It's the same thing. We all matter. We all bleed red. And that is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to spread the love and the joy. Like, people ask me, why do you do this for free? It's because who I am. You know, like, my career was built off people. Your career was built off people. Your career was built off people. Why not give back to the people that gave us what we have?
Right.
You know, and like, even right now, like, you guys are giving me what I have. You guys are taking my career and just blowing it up more and more and more.
Right.
You know, and I love that. So I thank you for that. Sergio,
Can I add on to that?
Yeah, go ahead. I wanted to.
Because I want to add on to that, because it's very true. Because it is the act of love that is getting us through this situation. Because when the pandemic happened, I ended up losing my own home. I ended up losing everything. I actually became homeless. And I was living under a tree, literally with a wolf pack of dogs, because I have a set of dogs.
16 of them.
So I have literally a like, say, a sled team and me
Huskies.
living under a tree. And I'm like, how did I get here? You know, being successful in my areas, but of course, you know, the pandemic affected everyone. And then I was like, wow, you know what? Let me really self-analyze. And I started to realize, you know, the only way anybody can fail is because there's no community, there's no support, there's no like what we were just talking about with Amit, lack of love. Because it's if you have judgment and someone's there on the street and they need help, let's say Amit would have judged them, like, well, you could do it yourself, and then keep on moving. But Amit chose to what? Not judge you, but actually love you and help you. And then he did the service for free, which now what that person living in a hotel or whichever situation they're in, now they're able to get a stimulus check. I mean, a stimulus check, but the unemployment check. And all because Amit chose to not judge that person, not label that person, not put any type of meaning on that person, and chose to love that person and serve that person. And now, as you see, Amit's prospering from that. So same thing in my world. When I was under that tree, I was able to meditate. I was able to gather everything, and I started realizing, how did I even get into this situation? It was the same reason. It was all about judgment, and it was all lack of love. So that's why I started realizing, I'm like, we got to switch this. And how can we switch this? Well, we got to switch from fear into faith. Because when we're in fear, a lot of people lose their creativity. It literally hinders you. What is the formula for a mistake? Being in fear, you're in doubt, you're in worry, and then your mind's not working correctly. The blood leaves the brain, it goes into your stomach. The blood leaves the blood leaves the brain, the blood leaves the stomach. It goes into your hands and it goes into your feet. Why? Because now you're in the fight or flight mode, and you can't think straight. So if you're in that state of fear and stress, you're never gonna solve that situation. And the only way you can get past that situation is once you get into the state of faith. But you can't get into the state of faith until you start to open up that heart and having love. And faith is what? Believing in something that you can't see. So if you're walking around with faith and love, and then now you see this pandemic happening, now what's gonna happen? Opportunities gonna rise, because now you can actually help. You see opportunities and, oh, look at this, and you're not judging anybody. And you say, hey, I can actually help that person. Oh, that looks easy. So for example, Amit, the whole unemployment thing was very easy to him. But yet to a lot of other people, it was very difficult for them.
Yeah.
So he could have easily judged them and not help them. I did it myself. Why can't they do it? and then just worry about him and his own family. But he chose to love other people, and that's how other people were able to prosper. So same thing in my area. When I was in my state of being homeless and being under a tree for 45 days, I started to realize that. And I was like, wow, it's all about people judging you, and the more they judge you, the more they judge you, the more you get cut off from that lifeline of love. And then the more you accept this, then the more you're gonna lose in life. So really, the secret of life is start to love. Seek to understand everyone and what they're doing and love them. And as soon as you love them, you find a way to serve them. And as soon as you serve them, well, because of the law of reciprocity, you will win too. Because it's all about bear fruit, bear fruit. So if you're giving love, love's gonna come right back to you. But if you're giving hate, if you're giving stress, if you're giving all your problems to someone else, you're only gonna get problems right back. Mm-hmm. Life is a pendulum. So we get to choose on how far we push that pendulum left and right, how hard we push it left and right. Because if you only take a little bit of action, you're only gonna get a little bit of results back. So if you're wondering why you don't have the results you have in your life right now, it's because you have to also look at what are the actions are you taking in your life to get those, because every action has a reaction, and that's what creates that attraction when you're looking for. But if you're not in that state of faith, if you're not in that state of love, you're gonna end up in stress, worry, doubt, painful, financially distraught. You're never gonna have that security. Why? Because, like I said, you have lost focus. Now you have gotten to a state of fear. You allow the news to affect how you feel. You allow the world to affect how you feel. You allow the people around you panicking, running for toilet paper, running for all these random things to affect your state of psyche. So now you're in a state of fear. So now you don't know what to do. So please, as Amit has led by example, as I'm trying to lead by example, Ashley's also trying to lead by example. We are trying to lead by loving and helping others. We're serving and doing the best that we can. And everyone, just like you, also have that unique capability. You just have to express it. You just have to get rid of fear, step into that state of faith, and you'll discover it like that. But if you stay in that state of fear, trust me, you're never gonna get out that route. And Mick could try to help you as much as he can, but he can't change your mindset. That's you. And the only way you can change your mindset is what you're focusing on. Because whatever you're focusing on, you develop a meaning. And if you develop a meaning like, if you get in a car accident and you're like, wow, this is the end of my life is over, I got in a car accident. Or you get in a car accident and you're like, wow, I'm alive. And you check the other person, oh, are you alive too? Thank God nobody got hurt. This is just material things. And now we're living in another thing. We're serving each other, we're loving, even though something drastic happened. And that's what we need right now in 2020. That's why we have this show. Because we want to encourage all of you guys to do, is help each other as a community. Look, seek, don't be afraid, but be.
Share a post.
Share a post. But be creative. So that's all I wanted to go. My name is Sergio R. Vasquez, aka Raw Serge. And I'm just here just to spread the love with Ashley and Amit. And please, guys.
Definitely. All right, so we're going to wrap it up a little bit. Anything you want to add, Ashley, about your employment, about your business? You want to go ahead and shout out your links? Anything? Phone number?
Yeah, so Ashley Rodriguez, obviously with Keller Williams Reserve in Palm Beach Gardens. You can email me at ashleysoldmyhome@gmail.com. You can also reach me at any time at 561-908-1131. Currently, I am expanding my business. I am helping a lot of people relocate, a lot of people that are losing their homes or are in jeopardy of losing their homes. I'm helping them relocate into rentals or finding them something a little bit more affordable that they can afford during this pandemic that we are still all facing. So if you have anybody or know anyone that is looking or needs my assistance, please feel free to reach out to me.
And Sergio, what we got for you?
You can reach out to me at serge@infiniterepsmethod.com. That's my email address right there. You can send me any concerns on what you need help in. I'm focusing on helping people, like I said, create their own economy. I was one of the few who didn't get to receive a stimulus check or anything like that. So I actually had to create my own economy. I had to create my own opportunity. So unfortunately, I just like himself, like a lot of things are happening that we just don't know why. So instead of me, like I said, complaining and saying, hey, I didn't get my stimulus check, I actually took out initiative and I started saying, you know what, let me start taking action, helping other people out. So like I said, I'm business development. So I help people with marketing, I help people with innovation, I help people creating their own product, I help people starting their own online business. And then I'm also doing personal development. So I help people with their psyche, you know, whatever you're going through. You could be whatever area you are in life. You could be someone just just a regular employee who lost her job and struggling, don't know what to do, how to move forward, or a single mother with kids don't know how to move forward, or you might be a CEO with a whole bunch of employees and you're just trying to figure out how to move forward. And like I said, I'm not even talking about, I do help the business, but I'm talking about a CEO even in the personal life, because you don't know what's going on, having to have all that pressure of all your employees, trying to stay open during a pandemic is very difficult. I understand. So if you need help, if you need any shout out, go to surge@infiniterepsmethod.com and send me an email, please, with your concerns, and I'll reach out to you. Thank you so much.
Dope. And guys, you guys know where to find me. Be sure to check out and subscribe to our YouTube channel, SoFlo DJs. I'm about to post a video this week of me eating a Carolina Reaper. I think everybody needs some funnies, and that's what we're gonna give to everybody. So, and also stay tuned for the music. I'm about to drop a new record label coming up in the next few weeks, and it's about to blow the waters. And we love you guys. Don't forget 561-318-9912. If you need unemployment help, shoot us a text. We'll get back to you.
Why is the Connect system offline?
Oh my God.
The Reemployment Assistance website is
Bro, this
currently
again?
and processing claims.
I called like 7 times!
So that you and other Floridians receive as possible. You can visit
I want to talk to customer service, bro! What the
application.
Hey, they wanna put me on hold. They ain't answering. Man, it's getting old. I need my money, where the